Hello everyone, what is up? Welcome back to the dark side of the channel, and today we're going to wrap up the exploration of the Tanger Plains, like the plains over here in the south. Now, a couple improvements over the last videos. I actually made sure that the desktop audio somewhat records now, because I noticed that was so silent that you actually couldn't hear it in the previous videos. So you can enjoy the background music and the sound effects a little bit now. Now, I personally do not really like most of the sounds because they are often too loud and intrusive, but I can imagine that you might enjoy them, so I turned them on. I also made sure that my keyboard would not be as loud, so that should be a lot better now. So we're going to explore Kabul, which is the Minotaur's southern capital. Now it does say southern capital because this is one of the two capitals of the Minotaurs. And this place is actually pretty straightforward. You don't want to check these buckets, just trust me on that one. And in general, these are minotaurs, so the minotaurs are going to be pretty simple, basic minotaur enemies. Not really anything too special on this department, and we're just going to be beating them like you normally would. So, Fire Tempest, attack the stronger one, and you'll be fine. Now, there's a couple things. There are Minotaur Lords, who are more powerful minotaurs. And then there's the Purple Water. Now, the Purple Water will cause madness to your entire party. Except, of course, and you might remember this, except, of course, to the one character that has the Dark Amulet equipped. Because the Dark Amulet actually made you immune to madness. I think. So random should not be affected by the madness right now. All other characters will get madness if we actually happen to run into the water though. So let's just try to avoid the water for as much as we can. Now it might be like the fire in the last episode where it's unavoidable at certain points in the game. So let's try to actively avoid that. And okay, so you can't avoid the water here. Ow. Yeah. So random is going to suffer from it too. It's random will still be affected by it. I was really hoping he wouldn't be. Coriol snapped out of it at the right moment. So we managed to survive this, but none of my characters are alive, so... And I don't have egress, and you can't egress out of this place, meaning Coriol has to get back through here. Do we have anything that actually heals madness? No. Come on, we've got to have something that cures madness. Oh, whale actually cures madness. Okay, that's good. So basically what we're going to try and do is just get out of here. I don't know what the nearest healing point is. I'm pretty sure it's just the trout and porcupine, so we're gonna try and make our way there. Now Coriol luckily is not too slow, so he can actually escape from a lot of fights pretty reliably. So whales actually cure madness, which means we're actually just going to go ahead and pick up some more whales at the store where we can buy them. That is going to make sure that we can actually viably keep taking them as our main source of recovery. Now you can't use teleport from inside apparently, so we're gonna have to leave the room first and then teleport to the upper west. Now where was the fishery? Was it? Yep, right over here. Which is good because that means we can just come here and we can just buy it. Hi there. Yeah, I'm just gonna buy, as I said, we're just gonna buy the trouts again. And we're gonna buy maxed whales. So that's 30k gold. That is a lot of gold. We are left with 45k. Now, I am perfectly fine with 45,000 gold. It is plenty to do what you have to do in this part of the game. There is nothing super important that you have to buy right now. So, honestly, 45k will be plenty for now. Now, there are obviously a couple challenges that will require a little bit more gold, but we'll get into that on those later. First of all, we're going to try and beat the Minotaur capital. Now this is by no means an easy section of the game, mainly because they do keep maddening you. And if you happen to get like attacked whilst you're in the water, you're not going to be using whale every step. That would be a waste and not viable. So you want to heal up when you're out of the water each time. So if these minotaurs actually attack you when you get out of the water immediately, you're actually going to be in quite a lot of trouble. But I guess that's a worry for later. But this bucket looks different from the others. Minotaur food. Okay. And it's gonna be the same as last time. A bunch of minotaurs show up. Okay. Now these bigger... See, there's big cows and there's minotaurs. And the big cows actually seem a lot weaker, which is obvious because we faced them before in the beginning of the game. Whilst the minotaurs are quite strong actually. So there's a fire here and a medikit. So medikit is simple as something, it just heals all statuses, no matter what. Minotaur Lord. So that is one of these stronger minotaurs. Not sure how strong. It was poisoned and the other one was numbed. So these one actually know heavy strike, which could be dangerous. I'm just gonna use fresh wave on Coriol. Just cause. This thing is numbed anyway, so it's not like it's going to be doing anything. And that's the win. So as I said, we're gonna cross this and then immediately gonna eat a whale. That does seem like the best way to actually bypass the maddening effect. Now this is gonna be 2 Minotaur Lords, and I'm not sure how well that's gonna go if neither of them gets numbed. So we don't get a single numb, but we do get a critical hit there for 899 damage. That is quite a lot of damage. We're gonna use Phoenix Shine just to revive Luciana. So you can see Random is currently being an amazing party member. And that is kind of what I meant in the beginning. Random is amazing as a party member. And you never want to cut him from the game. Because honestly, it's impossible to cut him. Like, you can't fight without him. But even if they made it so you could, I don't really see why you ever would. Because using Random is literally the best thing. Same with Coriol, really. You can leave Coriol out of the party. But I have not ever had this inclination to not use Coriol, because look what he did for us against Gudar. Against Gudar, he was literally the only reason we had a chance. Well, that and a little bit of luck when it came to the critical hits there, because a couple more critical hits would have been the end for our adventure. Again. But yeah. So keeping in mind that Gudar definitely did manage to destroy us without Coriol, I definitely do think that Coriol is one of the... Coriol's hits can confuse. That's interesting. I didn't notice that before. But yeah, keeping that in mind, it definitely does say something about how useful Coriol is. Now, Dorado forbids me from selling anything except water. Then why is there a beer in that barrel, sir? I'm on to you. I'm gonna report you to Dorado. I don't think he would like that. Well, whatever. Let's go up here. I mean, going up here is kind of our only choice at this point, so I don't really see why we wouldn't. And then, other than that, I guess we can just brute force our way through. Now, I do wonder, Dorado is the king of minotaurs, so is he gonna be the boss here? Because either he's a very weak king, or that's going to be one hell of a boss fight. So as you can see, this game is actually full of boss fights, and like, there is a lot of them. And admittedly, if you don't know the order to do them in, like, I just happen to know that you want to do Machunsuke first, because I did talk to someone that actually finished the game, and he told me, like, yeah, you want to do Machunsuke first, and then go to the church, then go to the manor, then come to Kapul, then try to fight Barados the Red. Like, he told me to do it in this order, and that's why I'm doing it that order. But what if I didn't know that? If I did not know this, I would have probably gone to Kapul at some point before Gudar's mansion. And in that sense, I'm kind of wondering, so that means that this fight is going to be even harder than you know, Gudar. Which kind of makes me wonder, if these guys are pure physical attackers, then we're definitely gonna have a problem. Dorado's best general. Okay. I mean, if he doesn't want to fight us, that's fine by me. So I'm gonna guess that that's Orful or Dorado. Both their names were mentioned, so it's probably gonna be one of them. No, it's gonna be... Nope, it is definitely Dorado. And Dorado is going to immediately decide that he wants us dead. No time for a trial. We should die according to this guy. Now I am going to do the same strategy that I did last time, only I'm going to change who the target is. Random is going to be the one that's going to receive our healing initially. Because so far only Random has viably survived most hits. Yes, triple blind. That is perfect. That is exactly what we wanted. All of them to be blinded. Because now that all of them are blinded, we can somewhat viably revive Sarah, and then the game is on. Because neither of them can take a lot of hits, but if these guys are blinded, we will be able to take a lot more hits than we were a second ago. So I'm just going to use Tsunami here, and then, I don't know, B-Bolt might work nicely. Heavy Rush, it becomes Berserk, B-Bolt. And as you can see, we can just attack this guy with all we've got, I think. Because that's 2 critical hits for well over 1,000 damage total there. So Dorado definitely does have a lot of health. So he stopped being blinded, so we're actually just going to use Fire Tempest again. In hopes of just blinding him again. But as you can see, Random is only taking 30 damage, 30 something damage. So this entire fight is not really going to be the biggest threat. Oh, he was still blind? Oh, mind blown. Was that it? Oh, right, he was Berserk. That was the issue. And that's what wore off. But, I mean, yeah. The mighty Dorado isn't really that impressive, if you ask me. So, that's a win. Dorado's dead. Dwarven gauntlets and shields. That's it. That is all we get. How many did we get? Coriel can equip that. 37. What? What? 31 iron shields, couple palace shields, and a couple Cooper shields. I guess a couple golden shields too. Judging by what I see. So can we teleport out of here? That's what I want to know right now is like, can you get out of here anyway except walking? No. Which means we're going to have to find more minutes. So, is this best general? Is that the same building on what it was a second ago? Oh yeah, it's up here. What? Oh, right here, down here. I just kind of want to check, like, did his general escape? The architect is still here. Okay. So his general did indeed escape. Something tells me that if that general actually escaped, that we're going to see him again. I can't really imagine that that general would escape without any purpose to it. Otherwise, it would just let us fight him too, right? So my guess, the general is going to make a comeback at some point. Let's see when. That's basically what it is, right? Seeing when he does it. So let's go up here. Law. Yay. No, Orful's threatened. Who the hell is Orful? So Orful is the actual brother. Okay, the brother. Wow, thanks. Okay, so our mission is not over until we kill Orful. That is kind of a tacky thing to just toss at the end, Mr. Minotaur, after I save you. But okay, I can live with it. So that is the second last thing. Like, there is not a lot of things left. There is Barandas the Red, the Baltus Cave, but obviously the Baltus Cave is not something that we can actually handle right now. And other than that, I think there is not that much left. So we are actually going to go ahead, and what level are we right now? We are level 15 across the board. So level 15 across the board, we could probably try to find Barandas the Red. I'm not entirely sure that that's a good idea to do right now, but we can definitely try and go for it. Because I think if we go for that boss fight right now, and then we can start fresh for the Tanger Mountains, because the Tanger Mountains are definitely definitely the hardest dungeon in the game. And even worse, it is a gigantic dungeon. Like, there is so much to explore in the Tanger Mountains that we're probably not going to make it out there in one video. So I would probably say, let's save up, go to Barandas the Red, and try to defeat Barandas the Red. That seems to me to be the better idea here. So let's go. Now, in general, I don't remember Barandas the Red to be that difficult to fight. It's just he has a lot of health, probably, like most enemies at this stage. Like, that is, I think that the strategy of just exhausting someone's mana is a really nice strategy. Don't advance further. Don't advance further. Last warning. So, I'm getting these last warnings quite a lot, but let's just annoy him. So we've got Barandos the Red and Barandos' dog. Now, if I were this guy, my dog would definitely be the weaker one. At least I hope for him that that's the case. So let's immediately start wearing down the dog. Now knowing this game, this dog is probably gonna have some sort of spell. No? Nereids. That's very okay damage, like. Okay, so the dog cannot cast spells. That's good. The dog is berserk now, so we don't really have to worry about that one. Sarah, how about you just boost yourself? And I'll toss a top. Did I click the wrong item? Pretty sure I clicked the right item there. Shelby Joy. Whoops. Well, that really was not the intent there, but whatever. So Luciana's gonna have to heal. That's gonna be very important right now. Did he just use defense up on his dog? Come on. Really? You had to do that. You had to boost up your dog's defenses. So I definitely think that this is the most viable strategy, just continuously assaulting them both. But like, sapping his mana so that he's out of it as soon as possible. Now this dog has a lot of health, like, not even kidding. GG dog, because that health is not normal. For a dog. I like how he always breaks out of his berserk status just to immediately get berserk again by the same spell that broke him out. Let's see what Bomber X does at this point. I don't think it's gonna do much more, but you know. So the dog stops being berserk right now. So we're just gonna use Tsunami here and then use Air Cone to keep sapping Barandos' health. Now one of the things is, I actually have no clue just how much damage his normal attacks deal, because he's been using physical attacks all this time. Now his dog is dead, so we know that much for sure. His dog is dead. So I'm just gonna keep using, well actually no, I'm not gonna use Tsunami because it doesn't matter anymore. Let's go P-Bolt and then physical attack, I guess. So it's a double hit, and judging by how much that did to random, it's definitely going to be a difficult fight. Because that did a lot of damage to random, and I think we actually already did a defense up on random. So, yeah, that is definitely a lot of damage there. Suddenly, him summoning the Nereids does not seem as dangerous, does not seem half as bad. But the good thing is, he can only hit one person at once, obviously. And that's kind of the thing with bosses like these. They can only hit one character at a time, and that is where their weakness comes from. Because they can be as strong as they want, one character at a time is one character at a time. Like, okay, he knocked out Luciana, that's... Like, I would say that's fine. Obviously, it's not fine. It's pretty bad. But as long as he can't one-shot Sarah, which he can't, by the way. As long as he doesn't one-shot Sarah, they can just both cast Phoenix Shine on each other to either heal each other or revive the one that dies. So in that sense, they're now both fully healed again, and at this point, they're both in a very good state. So as long as Sarah keeps casting Phoenix Shine on Luciana, she will get revived every single time. And we can keep dealing out good damage. And if Luciana like doesn't die, well fine, she gets healed. And then P-Bolt will land and deal the damage that it's supposed to deal. Now the issue here is that this thing is he's not taking a lot of damage, and I'm kind of trying to see how he might be able to increase that. So I figured let's go toss defense up on Coriol, use P-Bolt, and then give her... I don't have anything to boost her MP, so let's try Fairy Sugar. I'm not sure if this is going to recover anything, but you know, you never know. The answer was no. Which means we're gonna have to start being a lot more careful about our Phoenix Shines, because we're almost out. And this fight suddenly got a lot more intense for no reason other than the fact that Luciana keeps dying instantly to this guy right here. I could try to go for paralysis, but I really doubt that it's going to work out. If this works, yeah, I didn't think it would. That would literally be turning on easy mode for a fight like this. So he's going to kill Luciana again, and that's going to be the end of Luciana. We can't revive her anymore, I think. Like, maybe Fairy Pepper heals mana. I don't think it does, but you never know. It's kind of stupid that you can't throw Trouts, if you ask me. But you can't, so... Large Needle. Oh! That actually healed her mana. So, it's not a lot, but we do have one more revive. We have one revive right here. It's not a lot. Not a lot at all. But we have that one revive. And I think we're just gonna make Luciana defend. Because there's no point in her dying to one hit each time. If she actually survives, we can try... Okay, Brandis the Dread is dead. 38,000 gold. Orb of Energy, so that's obviously gonna be Leanna's orb. Wait, so do I have 2 Orbs of Energy right now? I have 2, right? Orb of Energy with LG, and then another Orb of Energy right here with HK. But one is a Miscalan as an item. So is that supposed to trick you? Like, oh look, I found it. Baranda's the Mule. B-Blade, Claw, 30% shock, and it's a Wild Blade. So, which of the two is going to be better? Baranda's the Mule and the Gooder's Sword together is going to be the best combination. So we did it. We defeated Baranda's the Mule. That wasn't that hard, honestly. It got a little bit risky at the end because, I don't know, I feel like a couple good hits at the end could have finished the game a lot faster than we wanted it to finish. But other than that, I think that's that. We can go recruit Leanda now. Which, well, was largely the point, so that's good. So Leanda, who is still residing in this house here. Hi there. Okay, so she's just tanking him. Alright, and this is another moment where you have to be very careful. Press yes, because if you press no, she leaves. And you can't just come back and say, oh, by the way, we do want you. Sorry for saying no earlier. That does not work. It doesn't work like that. So now if you use the Ivine pendants, you will see there is actually one more slot here, in case you hadn't noticed, so who knows. Now, do you want to give Leanna a pendant? We don't, but we do. But we don't. Now that is where I'm going to leave it off for today. That has been this episode of this Let's Play. We're going to go back to the ferry save point, which should be over here. There's a ferry shop, that's a ferry save point. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me what kind of videos you'd like to see in the future. And if you have any other suggestions, feel free to let me know. And as always, stay on the dark side. See y'all next time.